How often do you own up whenever you make a mistake? I've struggled with that for most of my life. On February 14th, 2026, I missed a photo shoot. And for a moment, I put the blame on the circumstances. But honestly, it was all on me. In this episode, I will take you through an experience that forced me to become more accountable and disciplined. I'm your host, Tinashe Moyo, and this is Stride. This podcast is about taking bold first steps, the ones that take us through the dark moments into the brighter days, all the way up to the moments of clarity. Thank you guys for tuning in. It really means a lot. Now, let's talk about accountability and discipline. Before I talk about what happened on February 14th, 2026, let me take you back a few weeks back before February 14th, 2026. So I'm sure you guys are now quite familiar with my good friend called Rain Chiramba, the former CMSI Go yoga instructor. Now, if you watched last week's episode, I spoke about Rain commissioning me and Paddington on a project to help promote his yoga classes that happen in Newlands. And I will take this time to just say, if you guys are interested in yoga classes, you can get in touch with Rain. I will leave his social media handles in the description. So, anyways, we were able to do Rain's video for his yoga classes. And so, through the conversations that I always have with Rain, we spoke about some other stuff, including creating marketing collateral for his workshops that he'll be doing this year, 2026. So look out for those amazing workshops. So we were just talking about creating a library for his pictures so that we can use different pictures for his flyers in particular. So we then spoke about a day and a time where we could actually, he always do that, sorry, where we could actually meet up and do a photo shoot for those particular pictures. And we agreed to do it on February 14th because February 14th was actually Valentine's Day, and he was actually hosting a Valentine's workshop on that particular day. After we agreed on that date, we also agreed on the time, and we agreed that we meet up in town at 7:30 a.m. so that we could get to Newlands by 8 a.m. sharp. We would actually start shooting the pictures. So, so on that particular day, February 14th, I woke up around 6:30 a.m. And to me, it actually seemed like the right time for me to wake up. That's usually the time that I wake up on a weekday when I go to work. So I woke up 6:30 a.m. As I went to the house to bath, I then saw, well, I can't say so. My nephew was actually the one who was bathing. So I actually had to wait, and minutes started going by. And then I'm like, oof, feels like I'm doomed. Then I got in, I bathed, and you know, I think for me, I'm actually gonna do a separate episode on this. Excuse me. I've always been considered as the slow person. It actually took me a little bit of time to bath. And so okay, when I was done bathing, I finished, I think it was around probably 5 or 10 past 7. And then I had to change, do final preparations. And guess what? I ended up leaving home around 7:20 a.m. And that's late, right? We were supposed to meet up at 7:30 sharp. That meant I had to leave home earlier, probably before 7 o'clock. But me being me, I ended up leaving at 7:20, 7:25. So when I was in the combi, uh, Rain actually called me. And then I just said, I'm on my way, but there's a bit of some chaos here. I'll let you know how it goes. And then it's just like, all right, cool. Because when he called, I think he was actually close to town. So the thing is, I think mostly either it's Harare or, yeah, mostly Harare, because that's the place that I'm based in. We usually have traffic issues. There's congestion in the morning, and then what? Did I say then twice? Ish, okay. And then we also have police issues. So they're always there to stop any kind of vehicle that they feel like stopping, right? So our combi was not stopped, but instead they chose to take another route. So it was more like a cross country type of thing. And that actually ate up like most of my time. So I think this was around quarter to or 10 to 8. Rain called again. And then he was like, okay, so I'm in town. I'm parked by this space. Where are you now? And so I'm like, I'm still on my way. I need like maybe 10 minutes to get into town. Mind you, we were supposed to start the shoot at 8 a.m. And I'm in the combi. I'm telling this guy I need 10 more minutes, right? That means we were going to meet in town and we needed some minutes to get to Newlands. So it's just like, okay, because I mean, we probably won't be able to do it if we are late. So yeah, just let me know when you get into town. I could kind of tell like he was a little bit disappointed, you know? It's just like, yeah, yeah. You know what? So I then got into town. I called him. I'm like, okay, I'm in town. I'm by this place. He came through and he picked me up. And as we were making our way to Newlands, I'm just like, oh, guys, I'm really sorry. I start talking about the combi being stuck in traffic and then the police as well. I start telling him, like, you know what? The police actually stopped us. They ate most of our time. I should have been in town by 7:30. And then he's just like, oh, okay, okay. Nah, I mean, police are always like that. That's why I always move in, different directions because I'm always running away from that. And I'm like, okay, I think I got away with this one. So we got to Newlands and, we were already late because the place um, that he hosts his classes is actually a place that other people, like other instructors, dance instructors, stuff like that. It's a place that most of those people also use. So you have to be mindful of the time that you book your spaces and all of that. So we were unable to do the shoot. And as we were there, I was actually like, I was just feeling down. I just was so unhappy with myself. Like, man, I really messed this whole thing up. And so Rain was just like, you know what? We'll just reschedule for another day and we just have to be on time to make sure we don't have the same issue that we had today. And then I was just like, yeah, man, it's cool. No worries. So he ended up dropping me in town. And so as the day went by, I just had this guilt trip like, man, you know, I don't think I should have said what I said. Like, oh no, just hiding behind the police and the traffic. Let me just be honest and tell him. So I think shortly after he left me in town, I actually texted him and I said, hey man, sorry about today. And then he was just like, nah, it's all right, man. These are things beyond our control. And that actually hit me. I'm like, okay, this was actually in my control. So I was just like, you know what? Let me just be honest. And I sent him a voice note and I told him everything that happened. Like, you know what? I left home late. The police had nothing to do with that. The traffic had nothing to do with that. I had everything to do with that. I left home late. And yeah, I messed everything up. And so he responded and said, I actually respect the amount of honesty because not many people are willing to open up like that and just take ownership when they mess up. So I really respect you for that. And after that conversation, I felt this weight being lifted off my shoulders. And then I just said, wow, this is this is really amazing. So I've always told myself that I'm not a morning person. You know, I think ever since I was a kid, waking up early for me was always a struggle. Like even to this day, it's still kind of a struggle, right? But that experience alone, it made me think of so many different things like, what if I miss opportunities because of how I handle time? And so the lessons that I actually got from that particular incident were that, accountability isn't just about being perfect. Actually, it's not about being perfect, but it's about being honest when things go wrong on your end. And discipline isn't about feeling ready, but it's about getting things done. It's a non-negotiable. And respect for time is actually a part of discipline. So, yeah. And I think my respect for time is like, if it's a bar, it's at an all time low. So that's, yeah, one thing that I need to fix. And, one of the most important things is that growth actually comes from honesty. If you're honest enough, that's how you actually grow. Because now I feel like I'm on a different level compared to where I used to be before because I've always taken pride in the fact that I'm an open book. So I think by virtue of that, that has actually helped me be more open. And whenever I mess up, sometimes it sucks. It feels uncomfortable, but you're just like, this is more about um, living in peace because the Bible even says you will know the truth and the truth shall set you free. So I want to leave you guys with one important lesson. And this was a statement that I learned from a former ZBC news reporter named Abigail Movududu. I'm pretty sure some of you guys know her if you're the older folks like me. And that statement is early is on time is late, and late is unacceptable. Do the math. So, thank you guys for watching, and make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.